Well, I know it's been a while, but I've had a lot of people asking me why I sold my little TC bus. And I figured I'd make a video to explain it because there's a lot more to it than I just didn't like it anymore or it cost too much money. So, going back, originally I decided that I thought it would be cool to buy a smaller bus, something that's a little more efficient, a little more nimble to get around. And so I kept a lookout on the internet. And I happened to find one on a website for a used school bus dealer. And it was pretty cheap, and it was a 92. So we went and looked at it, and when I got there and looked at it, it was pretty cheap, but it was a dog. It would barely get up to 55, and then it had no power, and it had a broken motor mount too. And the dealer didn't want anything to do with fixing it. So he said, we got another one for a little more money that's a 94 model, and it's got a few more miles on it. And so I test drove it, and I really liked it. Decided to buy that one instead, which is the one I ended up buying. We brought it home. We blew a tire on it on the way back, and you guys saw that changing a tire video. Well, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but it's posted. And basically the bus just went into storage because it needed to be painted before I could do anything with it. So it was sitting in storage, and in the meantime I ended up buying that little GMC bus, and that was an even better deal. And it was right about the same price, but it was already painted, and it had a generator and an air conditioner on it, and it had tinted windows too. So one day I was cruising on Craigslist, and I happened to find another TC for sale online, and it was a 98 model. It had air brakes. It did not have tinted windows, and it had lower miles too. So it was a nicer bus, and it was already painted, and I hate painting buses, so I thought, well, maybe I'll just replace the little TC, the yellow one, and buy this one instead, because it was basically another little TC, same thing. So when I got there to look at it, the guy asked me, he says, what are you thinking on price on here? Because we had one listed online. We talked a little bit, and he says, well, the price we had listed online we can't sell that for because our business department at the church said we want to get more money than that. So it's kind of weird that they're raising the price on it, but fine. And he said, we already had a guy that stopped over here and was very interested in buying this, but we don't know if he's going to go for the higher price now. And then I told him about my buses and how I'd probably sell them on, and he said, well, if you're interested in selling one, I got a phone number for the guy, that was interested in this. Maybe he'll buy yours instead if he doesn't want to buy this one, because this one's more expensive. And I thought, that little TC just sits in storage. It doesn't get used, so I might as well sell it, And so I called up the guy. I was actually on a trip, and I was in Wisconsin when I called him, and we talked a little bit. And he said that that's what they were looking for, was something that was smaller like that, but still the transit style. And so we talked, and he decided to come look at it. And then we struck up a deal. I was very sad to sell that bus because it was probably the best running bus out of my whole fleet. Even, for the mileage, I think it had 150,000 miles on it. It was still a very strong engine. It would fire right up in the cold. It didn't have hardly any blow-by on the engine, whereas none of the others are nearly as good as that one. And it drove, and it shifted nice. It rode smooth down the highway. It didn't vibrate. It was just a very smooth running machine. Just a little bit older, had some rust underneath. And I didn't have the time to paint it. So the people that ended up buying it, a guy named Josh came out and looked at it. Him and a few other guys, they were looking to buy it for their band. And it's actually part of the band Normandy now. And I'll go ahead and post a link at the end. Go check out their Facebook page. I'm very happy that it went to a good home. They've already painted it. I've kept in somewhat contact with them. I would like to go see it now that it's painted and see what it's like, and maybe show them more of my buses, because they only saw the little GMC, which at that time I wasn't really doing anything with it, and it was in storage too. And maybe show them the red bus or something like that. But so that's how I got it, how I ended up selling it, and why I sold it. And also I used the money that I got from selling it to put a down payment on the new boat. And I still have a little bus. so it worked out nice. Well, anyway, go check out their Facebook page, hit the like button, and thanks for watching the video. Thank you.